Here's a quick video on the Svord Peasant Knife. It's a friction folder made by Svord in New Zealand. The blade is L6 steel. It's got a lot of deep belly. The friction folder means that the only thing that keeps this thing locked is the friction of the handles pressing against the blade as it folds in, or pressing against the tang as it comes into the handle. It's a nice design. It's a good size. It's fairly solid, even though it's not a slip joint that actually may come down and fold on you, as long as you have it in a full grip. It's a really nice knife, but it does have a design problem. The pin on the inside that stops the knife from just swinging all the way around, or from closing into your Chicago screw, it connects with a piece of the ricasso right here, isn't necessarily manufactured in a way that will actually keep your edge from hitting the Chicago screw. You can see it in one of two ways, either by denting your edge when you drop this thing or just close it, or by taking this Chicago screw out so you can see how the edge interacts with this hole. I noticed it because I dented my blade when I dropped it on the ground, and for me that's really kind of a no-go for this knife if it keeps doing it. So you have two fixes. You can either tighten this down really far so that when you come in it stops earlier, but the problem is you can still shove past it once you tighten it down, because you just can. The plastic will just flex out. Or you can put a set of washers. These are number 10 1/16 inch washers, or 1/32 inch. You can use the 1/16 version that's thicker. This one I wallowed out too much, so I'm using these because they're the only ones I have. All you need is two washers, either a round file or a carving knife to make them a little bit wider, because this is not exactly a number 10, and a screwdriver. So first I'm going to show how to tell whether your edge is going to come into contact with the Chicago screw by just taking it off, instead of bashing your edge and potentially doing some damage to it without need. So take the screwdriver and spread it apart with the screwdriver, and then you can put your screwdriver under the Chicago screw and just push on the handles, and then it comes out. Okay, so now when you swing this down, if the pin stops it in the right location, you're not going to be able to see this edge inside of this hole, but on mine you can. That means that all of the edge that you can see is going to go away as it bashes against that rivet over time. So I'm going to take the entire thing apart, put the washers in, reassemble it, and it'll be done. And on mine, I sharpened it to 18 degrees because that was a factory edge, which I was really surprised about. It's a thin edge knife, which is a pleasant surprise. You don't often see that. And I'm going to put this in so that I remember what side it goes on. Okay. And you want to be careful working with such a sharp edge. So, this is the pin that should connect here so that it stops it as it rotates. And if the pin is too far down or the ricasso is too deep, then you end up connecting with that Chicago screw. And so the entire fix is just pushing a set of washers on here. Now, instead of the edge rotating into a piece of brass, it will rotate into a piece of nylon. It's a very simple fix, very fast, very easy, and it makes the problem pretty much go away. And you tighten it down to a level that feels comfortable, where the edge is able to come out easily, but is held relatively firm so it's not flopping all over the place. So now you end up hitting nylon washer instead of metal. And this I can bash against something I can drop on the ground and it's not going to be a problem. So that's the fix. It's very quick, very simple, and it will keep this part of your edge from getting a really horrible dent in it or straight up losing a piece via chip. So that's it. Thanks.